version of your trip. According to reports, Kevin Durant on his way to join us out here in the desert. He's becoming a Phoenix Sun. The Nets have agreed to trade KD to the Suns in exchange for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 4 first-rounders. After the trade, the Suns are now the favorites to win the West. That, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Shannon, did the Suns just claim the NBA championship?
I don't believe they did, Skip, although I do believe that increases their chances. I think because the Boston Celtics have been together longer, they'll have better chemistry. Now, I might feel differently had Kevin Durant started the season in Phoenix. So this is a fast learning curve for him, even though, Skip, he doesn't need the ball. It's not like you got to run a whole lot of sets for him. Because he's 7 foot tall, he's such an elite scorer, he'll be able to get his buckets. He's a very efficient player, and he doesn't need to dominate the ball in order to get his 25 to 30 points on a nightly basis. Milwaukee, I believe because they've won a championship together, they've been together, and Chris Middleton is increasing his minutes slowly. I think I give them a slight nod. But I think all things being equal, with that firepower that they do have, I think they're serious. I think they can scare the hell out of a lot of people, Skip. I don't think they'll win it this year because I still want to know who are they going to defend. Mikal Bridges was an elite 3-and-D player. Jay Crowder could defend at a very elite level.
I agree.
So those are the things that are concerning to me because, look, there's no super team in the West. All these teams are bunched up. Even the Lakers, as bad as they've played all year, they're probably like 5 games out of being the number 2 or number 3 or 4 seed. So they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. It's just about getting in there. Who do they match up well with in a 7-game series? It's not about who you play, it's when you play them also. And so with that being said, Skip, can they stay healthy? Kevin Durant, in the last 3 years, not the first year in which he's there when he rehabbed, he has missed 83 games in 3 years, Skip. That's about 27 games. 27 games and counting this year. He's not coming back till after the All-Star. All-Star game is a week from Sunday. So he's potentially going to miss, almost 90 games. Mm-hmm. That's if everything goes according to plan, he'll come back after the All-Star game. What if he has a setback? So now you push that down the road even further. D-Book, dealing with the hamstring.
Yeah.
That hamstring has been problematic for him over the last several years.
Really, his whole career. Go ahead.
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Ain't a half a tank, he's on fumes, Skip, and you know it and I know it. Hey, and gas prices, they come down, but they still over $5 a gallon. So he need to gas that engine, he need to gas that tank back up if he wants to get this team to where they make a trade like this where they think they should be. I'm not saying they just won the championship with this trade, although I do believe it put them in greater contention because of what they was like 7th or 8th best odds, and I think they have the 2nd or 3rd best odds.
Well, they have the best odds to win the West.
West,
yeah,
okay.
And 2nd best odds to win it all.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear what you say about the injury gods because they decide everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if they decide no on the Phoenix Suns, then it's going to be a big no because these big 3, it's really a big 4 now, they have to stay healthy.
Right.
And those are big ifs. I'm going to give you all of the above. Here's what I love about this. Here's why I do give them a great shot at winning it all. Kevin Durant wanted to come here. He did not want to go to Brooklyn. That was Kyrie's idea.
Right.
And Kevin never looked comfortable in Brooklyn, even though he did. We're going back 2 years ago. He took those Milwaukee Bucks to the brink of a Game 7. And the Bucks were about to go on and obviously beat the Suns in the NBA Finals. He took them to the brink, and I'm going to say it again. A toenail was on the line of a shot that he made. And it's one of the great clutch shots I've ever seen made in a Game 7. And if it's a 3, it's over. And we're having a different conversation because the Bucks are not going to win the championship because that game would have been over. Instead, it went to overtime, and Kevin Durant went Chris Paul and just ran completely out of gas.
Okay.
The Bucks were down 2-0 to the Phoenix Suns, and all of a sudden, D-Book pulls his hamstring. And it was problematic the rest of that series, and they lost their momentum, and they lost the NBA Finals. So, to me, if it's the injury god, like the injury gods pretty much have decided the Super Bowl that we're about to watch because it's going to come down to, is Mahomes' ankle really 90% now?
Right.
Is Jalen Hurts' shoulder really 97% right now? As he indicates that it is. I don't know. Well, that could indicate the outcome of the game, dictate it.
Correct.
All right. Kevin Durant wanted to be here. And to your point.
Did he want to be here or be out of Brooklyn?
You know,
Or both.
like, did you see what Kyrie said after his game
glad
last
he
night?
got out?
I'm so happy for him. He got out of there. Okay.
Right.
And Kyrie's happy for Kyrie
Right.
that Kyrie got out of there.
But you see, Skip, not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
you see the difference? One guy got traded to a destination that he preferred. The other guy did not. Because I believe Joe Tsai and Sean Marks said, you know what, KD?
Yeah.
Although you want to be out, you've been a model
That is
citizen
true.
since you've been here.
Yes.
You've shown up to work and you've been very professional. You have your beliefs and you can have your beliefs.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with someone having beliefs, but I do believe someone must maintain a level of professionalism
That is correct.
in the workplace.
So that is what happened. So Kevin went to Joe Tsai and said, work with me on this. I want to go to Phoenix.
Yeah.
I want to go to the ultimate stability at point guard as opposed to the ultimate instability that I've been dealing with my guy Kyrie here in Brooklyn, right?
Well, you got, what you call him, Ben Simmons. You like Ben Simmons, Trey.
I did like Ben Simmons. Okay, he's got other issues going on, and that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Okay.
The thing about Kevin Durant is there are only 26 games to go, but he is the easiest superstar in the history of this league to play with because he does not demand the basketball, and his ego, by superstar standards, is extremely low. It's team friendly because you saw what he did. He chose to go to Golden State, and everybody said, "Oh, great, he's going to go join forces with the team that Oklahoma City had 3 games to 1 down in the Western Conference
Right.
Finals." And he went, and what did he do? With everybody waiting on him to fall from 7 feet tall on his face in the NBA Finals, he took the Finals over.
Right.
He did it in LeBron's house, back-to-back Game 3s. He was the NBA Finals MVP. He did that because he wanted to do that.
Okay.
Did he not blend with Steph and Draymond and Clay?
Yeah,
he did
absolutely.
because he's got high basketball IQ. He wants to play the right way. He'll get his points on low shot attempts. He'll do what needs to be done to win the basketball game. So do I think he'll have any ego clash with D-Book? No, I don't at all.
Can I ask you a question? Does it not concern you that he seems to never be able to be happy? He wasn't happy in OKC. He wasn't happy in Golden State.
Okay, but he was
wasn't
happy
in
enough to win back-to-back MVPs in the finals.
But yet he didn't stay.
Okay, because
And then
he did that. And again, you brought up the point. I thought you were dead right about it. He wanted to be bigger than Steph, and you can't be because Steph was homegrown.
Yeah.
He was already there. They drafted him,
Right.
and he was their baby-faced assassin, and there's just something about Steph that's more lovable than KD is.
Right.
I love KD just as a basketball player. I don't. Off the court, I've called him the thinnest-skinned superstar in the history of superstars.
Well, it might have something to do with not saying the media don't know bleep about basketball.
Yeah.
That might be one of the reasons.
Well, how about in his Oklahoma City days, he once told me that I didn't know bleep about basketball, and I'm like, I'm your biggest fan. And I was supporting him by saying Russell Westbrook is shooting more shots per game than Kevin bleeping Durant.
Right.
And because of that, Kevin's defending his little brother Russ and saying, I don't know bleep about basketball. Well, I think I was right about that. I think I got proven right that Russ shouldn't have been shooting more shots.
So what's the likelihood that Kevin Durant plays the final 3 years in this contract? Because he's in the first year, so he's signed a 4-year extension, and James Harden and Kyrie were still on the roster in Brooklyn. None of them guys are there. So now, what do you think the likelihood that he finishes this? Obviously, he's going to finish this season, but he plays the next 3 seasons in Phoenix.
I think it's high likelihood because he wanted to come here. The problem is, as you point out, Chris is 37, nearing 38 years of age.
Yeah.
I still think he's got a championship in him because Kevin's whole modus operandi to come here was to help Chris win a ring. I used to call him CP0 because he had CP0 rings, right?
Right.
Okay. But CP3 deserves a ring. Again, they're very close friends. He believes that he could help him win a ring, and I think you believe that.
Yeah.
And if you've got a young superstar in Devin Booker, and if you've got a DeAndre Ayton who seems happier than he was last year because he got paid, am I right?
Yeah.
He got big paid.
But I mean, you said he wants to come here and help CP3 win a ring.
Yeah.
Why the hell do you want to go to Brooklyn and help them win a ring?
Okay, well, he went to Brooklyn because Kyrie wanted to go there because he loved Kyrie. That was his best buddy, right? But it wasn't to win a ring. It was just it was like a lark. It was like, oh, let's go do this. Let's go have fun together. And Kyrie betrayed him right away. We had one issue after another, starting with the I won't get vaccinated issue, right?
But I think, Skip, I think the thing is, if they're as close as they led people to believe, he didn't know Kyrie would display or exhibit this type of behavior that he didn't know Kyrie was mercurial? I mean, we heard the stories about he went months without talking to teammates during a championship.
Yeah, I agree. In Cleveland.
In Cleveland, yes.
Yes.
Did we not see how it flamed out in Boston?
I believe Kevin, when his career is over, will look back and say, that was the dumbest move I ever made, was to follow him to Brooklyn, right? Well, did it not flame out? Was it not
it was. I mean, it was
epic fail?
Yeah, they're gonna do a documentary on this.
They will.
'Cause this was bad.
They will.
This was bad.
Yeah.
And now you still think about it. You trade all what you trade. I mean, KD and Kyrie came voluntarily, so you didn't lose anything. But you traded what you traded to get James Harden, and now you stuck with Ben Simmons.
That is correct. Who you are. That's it. And by the way, I don't blame James Harden because he took a one-year look at that and said, I want out of here. I don't want to play with this.
All things being said, James Harden was the smartest one.
He was the smartest
He didn't
one.
need 3-4 years to figure out what he could figure out in 1 year.
This is crazy.
This is some bull jive.
That's some bull jive. And look at him now. They got a shot.
Yes.
Okay? All right, way to go. I think the Phoenix Suns are in a great spot.
I think the Brooklyn Nets going to be in the lottery.
Hey. All I know is I used to watch every Brooklyn Nets game, and I ain't watching one of them. Right?
Nah, and now you got a guy that I don't know if he's hurt or he doesn't want to play or what's going on with Ben Simmons, but come on. Ben Simmons, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Spencer Dinwiddie,
Yeah.
Cam Thomas,